Mayor Kevin Faulconer, welcome back.
It's great to be back. Thank you.
Well, no, you proposed a $3.2 billion budget for 2016, promising a spending focus on neighborhoods. How's that going to happen?
It's good news. And to be on the other side of where we are now after some very difficult financial times for the city, Peggy, it's all about neighborhoods and it's about reinvesting in our libraries, our rec centers. A particular focus of mine is street repair to make sure that we're doing what we should be in every neighborhood in San Diego when it comes to our infrastructure.
So let's talk about those street repairs. It's a big part of the budget, as you mentioned, specifically street and sidewalk repairs. How does this year's infrastructure budget compare to last year, and how are you prioritizing who gets the repairs first?
Yeah, we're growing, and that's the good news. And my commitment was that every year, as we see this growth, that 50% of that will go right back into neighborhood infrastructure. We're going to be paving more streets than we have in a very, very long time. And we're going to do it not by politics or by, it's going to be by what are the streets that need it the most. And so we're doing surveys of all of our streets. And so we're going to put our dollars right into those streets that need the most help now. And I think you're going to see a real difference. And that's one of the things that I'm most excited about in this budget.
And it's part of that in the infrastructure for the streets, coordinating work, for instance, if there's water main work going on at the streets, what's happening there?
It really is. And not just doing it on a yearly basis, but looking out ahead to several years now. It's one of the things that we're implementing a change. One of the most frustrating things, I think, for anybody is to come out and see the city do work and then a year later come up and dig up the street again. So we're coordinating those with our sewer and water repair jobs when you see when those pipes are going into the city. So we make sure we do it once. It's called one dig. Imagine that, trying to be looking ahead to see when we're going to do things. That's the type of changes that we're making. And I think it's going to, not only is it going to save dollars, but it's going to make for much smoother construction out in our neighborhoods.
And looking ahead, the San Diego Public Utilities Department told me last week that they had hired a handful of people, maybe a few more, to enforce the state's mandatory water restrictions. How is the city going to enforce those water restrictions? And specifically, I'm thinking of in parks and our golf courses.
Well, the city has to lead by example, certainly. You're going to see that cut back on city watering, which has already started now. San Diegans have done a really good job of conservation. I mean, if you look at just an example from 2007 to where we are now, our water use as a city is down, everyone's water use by double digits. That's very good news. Now, we still have more to do, and that's what we're going to be doing in terms of incentives for turf replacement and a variety of other things. But we're also going to have folks out there making sure that people aren't wasting water, letting sprinklers run all night or run all day. They're going to be out there holding people accountable.
And as far as the public parks and the public areas, is there something specific for them?
You're going to see some of the watering reduced in some of our parks. We're going to keep our turf, obviously, fields open and our fields open, but it's going to affect everyone, and it has been. And that's just part of the reality of the drought that we're in. But one of the things that I'm pushing very strongly on, and in fact I'll be in Sacramento next week, is to urge for us to get additional credit and incentives for some of the things that we're already doing, like moving forward on our pure water recycling program, that when it's built, we're going to have a third of our water, a sustainable water supply for us here in San Diego. That's something that no other city is moving forward on a plan that's that big.
The city of Carson is moving forward in a different way to build a football stadium there. And on Monday, a newspaper up in LA, the Daily News, reported that the NFL had said something along the lines that San Diego had no workable plan or timetable to keep the Chargers here. Are you working with the NFL? Have they said that to you?
Well,
how do you respond to that?
We are indeed, and I'm not quite sure what the LA newspaper was saying, but yeah, we're in obviously constant communication with NFL, and they're very familiar about the plan that we are putting together. We're a citizens advisory group that's for the first time in this effort over years is going to be a real plan. A plan that's going to be financially fair, it's going to make common sense, and one that I believe voters will support. That's our opportunity. We've done it before when we came together as a city for Petco Park. I think we have the ability to do that again for not just it's not just the same with the Chargers play at, but our Aztecs and so many other special events. That's the real opportunity, and to create a sense of place. So as an example, as you imagine, a new river park there in Mission Valley, those are the types of things that we have the opportunity to do.
So you still think there's hope to move forward on this?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to Balboa Park's Plaza de Panama.
Yeah.
Now I understand there was some new amenities there.
Yeah, it was a nice thing yesterday. It was all about activating the public space out there. That's what great cities do with their public spaces. And to see the colors out there, some of the seating, the umbrellas, the benches, it's all about, creating a place for people to come, enjoy, an evening, an afternoon. And we'll have the opportunity to make some of those changes, move it around, from time to time. But encouraging people to come, be a part of one of the best parks in the country. It was great to see that happen yesterday.
All right, San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer, thanks again.
Thank you.